Okay, yeah. From now on, I'm gonna make another series of pointless videos where I talk and update about things. And this time, it's not gonna be about school. It's actually going to be about my filming, my films. I'm just gonna shorten my story a little bit. But ever since I was 7 years old, 8 years old, I was just in love with filmmaking, making movies. I remember making my first video, which is just, terrible. It's like 20 seconds long. And it's basically a reinterpretation of a dream I had earlier that day. And then I made another movie that's actually 4 minutes long with my cousins. It's about magic. And um, I'm saying movie, but it's very vague of a term because they weren't really movies, there were no plots, they were just pointless, aimless videos with garbage quality. But yeah, basically, I did um, four movies for that don't have plot, that have actors that are actually just my friends, and they're not even acting to a script. There is no script. I just film stuff wherever I go, and they're pretty garbage, I have to say. The the second movie, the one after the magic movie, was definitely the worst. It's almost 2 hours long, I think, actually 1.5 hours long, and it's a bunch of pointless videos. And the third movie, actually technically the fourth one, but the third one, if you don't count the 20-second long dream reinterpretation video, the third movie is actually way better, but it still doesn't have a plot. It's totally pointless. It's totally a 0 out of 10. So I sort of stopped making movies ever since. And then I had a trip to France and Italy in the year 2013. And it was such a big trip that I said, you know what? I have to make a traveling vlog about it, a 2 hour long vlog about it. And it turned out pretty well. And so I started making these long traveling vlogs. There's another vlog that is 5 hours long, and it's for the trip I had to the USA, the second time I've been there in the year 2016. It's even better. Actually, probably my favorite one in terms of editing, but content wise, it's still not that exciting. And then last year, I made a 13-hour long traveling vlog. It's 13 hours long. Yes, I went to Europe. I finished editing the Europe trip videos within like half a year, and then I re-edited all the videos again, split it up into 12 parts, and uploaded them all onto my YouTube channel. Feel free to check them out. And I also filmed a lot of stuffs for the mainland China trip, even though it's very boring because like it wasn't really like my intention to go there in the first place. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I love making movies, and my parents are also in the entertainment industry, in the movies industry for a very short period of time. And I was also in a couple of, I guess, ads on TVs. A couple, like two or three. I think two. Right, I think two. And I was really young back then. I was 5, and then the other one I was 6 or 7. But they were really nothing in comparison to the first actual movie I made. It's unofficial. I didn't release it because it's crap. It's basically I made it in the year 2017, and I got the idea for the movie in the year 2013, I think. It is about a kid who is struggling in basically everywhere he goes, in his own apartment, with his family, at school, when he's taking badminton classes, which I have taken as well. I have to admit it, and I still suck at it, in my opinion. And I know it sounds crazy. I haven't gone to that badminton class for like 5 years now, but I still remember vividly how intense and aggressive everyone were in the class, and also swimming as well. And it stars my cousin's friends, and also a couple of my friends. And my cousins are like 2-3 years younger than me, actually 3-4 years younger than me, I think. And so there's this really weird generation gap going on. I think some of the editing is pretty cool, but for the most part, we have to film in swimming pools and badminton courts, and also a legitimate school. And most of the time, we are filming in secret. Like, we weren't actually allowed to film it. So the quality of the movie is really, really bad. And the script is also really choppy, doesn't make sense. Not much tension. The acting is probably the worst thing about the movie. Yeah. But I still like the idea. I still like the premise. And then I had my second movie in the year 2018, and it's inspired by an incident I had in the year 2016 when everything in my phone died, basically. So the movie is about amnesia, having an amnesia, not wanting to lose your memories. Also, the main character wanting this girl, wanting to have this girlfriend, but forgetting her number, forgetting where she lives, forgetting everything about her, but knowing that she exists. And it's one big metaphor, and I didn't really write a very complex or deep script for it, because it's basically one small idea. So even though the cinematography and the editing and the music of my second movie are leagues better than the first one, but the plot doesn't really exist there. It's a slow burn, and there are some odd moments that feels jarring and out of place. But I must say, I have improved a lot. And in fact, I submitted this movie/video. It's like 14 minutes long, so it's not really a movie, more like a short film. But I submitted it to a competition, to a short film competition, and I got the 4th place. Just one short from being in the top 3. Apparently, it's a hearsay that I got the 4th place. I don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that the video got the 4th place, because again, the plot isn't really there, in my opinion. But anyway, I am about to make my magnum opus before I, finish off high school. This magnum opus is called Conspiracies, and it's about school. It's about high school. It's about middle school and high school, and except it's way different than any other middle school or high school movies out there. In fact, I didn't plan to make it this early. I planned to make this Conspiracies into a TV show when I grow up, like say when I'm 30 something years old or 40 years old. However, I just can't wait, because I want to make a genuine, a very realistic Conspiracies in Hong Kong with local actors. So it'll be the most accurate depiction of what high school in Hong Kong like. What high schools in Hong Kong are like, basically. And I had this idea. I had the idea of Conspiracies, of the story, since the beginning of 2015, but I wanted to make a movie about it since the last leg of 2017. And since then, I have been writing a script, a 4-parted script with a total of 150 something scenes. And of course, it's not good. The script isn't really all that great. So I rewrote it, and then I did it again, and then I did it again, and I rewrote it for 4 times. The last time I finished rewriting the script, the version 4, yeah, it's actually version 5 because I rewrote it for 4 times. So yeah, I finished version 5 on August 10th this year, and I had been submitting my scripts to some, screenwriters and movie teachers and some of my mom's friends for their comments, and so far not so good because they weren't really replying to any of my messages. And also, I do not have enough money. Earlier on this year, in July, I started a GoFundMe page so that I can actually get money to make this movie because, hey, I'm broke, but I have a really awesome idea. And as it turns out, it didn't go as well because apparently you actually need to spread the link so that people can actually fund you. You don't just make a page and expect money to appear out of nowhere. So my main objective right now is money. I need money. And without money, my magnum opus will never take place. Also, if you're wondering what Conspiracies is about, it's about a boy who's very innocent and childish and immature in the beginning of school. But after all the crazy incidents that are happening in middle school, the boy sort of becomes a bad person almost, except how do you really define bad, though? I mean, yes, he, instead of wanting peace, he started to enjoy chaos and fights towards the end of his school life, but how do you define bad? And how do you define normal? How do you define sanity? And most importantly, how do you define reality? Because the title, Conspiracies, doesn't just come out of nowhere. These incidents are as weird as they get. People with superpowers, secret organizations, and yes, there are gossips and bullies, but they're not really the main dish in the movie anymore because they're just such basic topics about high school. They're so stereotypical. But instead, in this movie, me, some of my fellow writers, directors, the cast and crew, hopefully I get to hire them. I would like to explore themes that are confronting your perception of reality. So yeah, these people apparently have superpowers now, but they don't exist. They don't exist in my story. In my story, everything is real. Everyone lives in the reality. Everyone exists in reality. And it's up to the audience's decision to actually believe that some characters have superpowers or not believe them. Also believe if they are actually reincarnated from dead people, or that they are in a secret organization, or they are in a cult, whatever. Maybe you can half believe it sometimes also. I mean, you don't have to completely believe that everything are basically coincidences, but you also can't be too paranoid, but a little paranoia and a little schizophrenia is actually really fun and really entertaining. Also, another thing I want to say about this Conspiracies movie is that it's going to be edgy. And I want it to be as edgy as possible without it being 18 plus. I want it to be slightly violent, slightly sexual, and slightly scary. In a way, it's still realistic. Because Hong Kongers are some of the artistically least edgiest people I have ever encountered in my life. So a little bit of an edge will definitely scare some boomers in Hong Kong. And I would really like to see that. And also, one more thing. I am still a student studying in Hong Kong, and I really want to support my classmates around me who are doing great things. And in order to support them and give thanks back to all my friends and classmates, I'm also going to do a great thing. And that great thing is this movie, because I basically suck at everything else. And I devoted so much of my time and efforts into making this movie. So, yes, I basically made a little promotional video where I assembled a bunch of cool clips and snippets from my two previous movies, two previous short films, into one nice little montage. I also made a video where I basically talk about my movie, and I made that video 5 times basically. And just this morning, actually this afternoon, I also filmed a bunch of small clips at school in the hopes that I could make an actorless trailer for the movie so that it could spice up my GoFundMe page. And even if these people don't know me, if they see the trailer, they may be willing to give money to me. And I know I'm saying this and I sound like I'm being a greedy, selfish person right now, but this movie to me is really important. And I think to all of the teenagers and adolescents in Hong Kong are equally as important, because it reveals a side of schools in Hong Kong that no one in this planet had seen before. And it's a bit of a mix between comedy and drama and also thriller, but mostly drama and thriller. Yeah, I'll update on you people a little more someday soon. But yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for your attention, and I must finish this short film before this year ends, because afterwards I'm gonna have the biggest exam in my life. And I think 3 months prior to the exam, I must stop doing everything other than studying, and I guess other living stuffs, other life stuffs. So I must really finish this project. And I still don't want to rush it, even though I've already postponed filming this movie for 2 years already. So please help, guys. Please help. Much appreciated.